Okay, now let's just talk about Senator Nancy Schaefer, right? Now, we need to connect some dots and we need to use critical thinking. Now, we're going to come with some evidence to show you why we believe this woman was brutally murdered. Now, according to the experts, according to the authorities, Nancy Schaefer and her husband was involved in a murder-suicide. Now, we're going to present some evidence to show you that this woman was brutally taken out because she's using her position, her power to highlight just what social services or child protective services is all about, right? Now, let us get into this transcript. Now, this transcript has a lot of grammatical errors, but I'll try to pick out the important points so you can understand just why this woman was brutally killed alongside her husband. Now, the corrupt business of child protective services, right? Date November 16, 2007. From the legislative desk of Senator Nancy Schaefer, 50th District of Georgia. Now, we'll pick up from here. In this report, I have focused mainly on the Georgia Department of Family and Children Services. However, I believe Child Protective Services nationwide has become corrupt and that the entire system is broken beyond repair. I am convinced parents and families should be warned of the dangers. The Department of Child Protective Services, known as Department of Family and Children Services in Georgia and other titles in other states, has become a protected empire built on taking children and separating families. This is not to say that there are not those children who do need to be removed from wretched situation and need protection. However, this report is concerned with the children and parents caught up in legal kidnapping. Where have I heard this one before? Right? They are coming to just snatch your child. Right? They are so happy to snatch your children away and then turn around and tell you, oh, sorry, we can't find that child. That child probably run away. We don't know where that child is. Really. Ineffective policies and an agency that on certain occasion would not remove a child or children when the child was enduring torment and abuse. Let us continue. I have come to the conclusion that poor parents very often are targeted to lose their children because they do not have the wherewithal to hire lawyers and to fight the system. Being poor does not mean you are not a good parent, or that you do not love your child, or that your child should be removed and placed with strangers. Right? No, she then go on in this report to say that case workers and social workers are very often guilty of fraud, that they withhold and destroy evidence, they fabricate evidence, and they seek to terminate parental rights unnecessarily. However, when charges are made against Child Protective Services, the charges are ignored. Now, this is a powerful report, right? And this woman dare to point fingers and point out what they are doing. Now, listen to what eventually happened to her. Because guess what? What you're not going to do is be in a position and speak out against our very own, right? That's not going to happen because they need, these powers in high places, they need to legally keep kidnapping people's children and then tell them, oh, we can't find them in the system. Your child probably run away, right? I have done so many videos with the evidence to show you. No. This piece of evidence is coming from ABC News, date the 27th of March, 2010. GBI probing death of former lawmaker, her husband, Georgia conservative politician and her husband found dead. No surprise there. Former State Senator Nancy Schaefer and her husband were found dead in their home in North Georgia, and it is being investigated as a possible murder-suicide, authorities said Friday. 6 GBI agents were at the home investigating at the request of the Herbersham County Sheriff's Department. GBI spokesman John Bankhead said the preliminary investigation is looking at the case as a murder-suicide, but he did not have further details. Schaefer, 73, was a Republican who represented a North Georgia district for 2 terms. She was a prominent conservative known as a vocal opponent of abortion and same-sex marriage. And she just happens to be involved in a murder-suicide with her husband. People connect the dots and understand the world we are living in. Understand what is going on. We hand over our dear sister to the Most High for her courageous work, even though she was brutally murdered along with her husband. This woman stand on her word, she stand in integrity, and she put up a fight. Right? Regardless of what she had done in the past, we thank her for her work, we recognize it. Right? So please go and look up Senator Nancy Schaefer, look up what she was doing, and understand that we wrestle not with flesh and blood, wickedness in high places, and these people are after our children. Right? And when you're going after evil, you need to be protected. You need to have the full armor of the Most High Creator. You can't just go after them because you're not wrestling with flesh and blood. Right? Understand what CPS is, Child Protection Services or social services in other countries. Understand what they are about, right? They understand what is illegal kidnapping, right? So we need to seek the face of the Most High. Let us pray and say, glory be to the Most High.